From the hills of ancient China to the pages of history, the wisdom of philosophers like Confucius, Laozi, and Sun Tzu has traveled through time. Their words offer profound life lessons, truths that can shape a man's destiny. Yet many of these lessons are only fully understood later in life, when the road has already been traveled. Today, let us unlock the secrets of these timeless teachings, so that you may learn now what many men only discover too late. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius. Confucius speaks to perseverance, a virtue that many overlook in their youth. Life isn't a race, and success isn't defined by how quickly you achieve it. It's about persistence and determination. Whether you're 20 or 60, as long as you keep moving forward, you are on the right path. But it's a truth that many men only understand after they've spent years chasing fast results. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Laozi. Laozi reminds us that every great achievement starts small. Many men, when they're young, think in terms of giant leaps, wanting instant success. But true greatness is built slowly, step by step. This lesson often comes late in life after failing to make things happen overnight. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Laozi. Self-awareness and self-control are two of life's greatest challenges. In their youth, many men spend their time competing with others, measuring their success against external standards. It's only later in life that they realize the hardest battle is the one fought within. True wisdom and strength come from understanding and mastering oneself. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Confucius. This quote builds on Laozi's wisdom, emphasizing that personal mastery is greater than any external victory. Too often, men spend years trying to control others or their environment without realizing that the greatest challenge is controlling their own thoughts, emotions, and actions. This is a truth that, unfortunately, many learn late in life. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Confucius. In our younger years, we often act on emotion, especially anger, without considering the long-term effects. Confucius advises patience and reflection. It's only after facing the consequences of rash actions that many men learn the importance of controlling their temper. A lesson hard learned, but invaluable. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu, the great military strategist, teaches that action creates opportunity. The more you act, the more doors open. Yet many spend their early years waiting for the right moment, missing chances that could change their lives. It's only after looking back that they realize life rewards those who take action, not those who wait. The superior man is modest in his speech but exceeds in his actions. Confucius. In youth, many men talk big, but experience teaches the importance of action over words. A mature man knows that it's not what you say, but what you do that defines you. Learning this lesson often comes after making promises that weren't kept, or speaking too much without backing it up with real effort. Be not afraid of growing slowly, be afraid only of standing still. Confucius advises that progress, no matter how slow, is better than stagnation. Many young men are impatient, wanting to reach their goals quickly. But later in life, they learn that slow and steady progress is far better than no progress at all. Growth takes time, but stopping is the only failure. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Confucius. As men grow older, they realize how much time they spent worrying about things that didn't matter. Confucius reminds us that life's beauty lies in its simplicity. Many men look back and wish they had simplified their lives sooner. The lesson? Focus on what truly matters. Silence is a source of great strength. Laozi. In a world full of noise, Laozi's lesson on silence is one that many men come to appreciate late in life. Silence isn't weakness, it's strength. It allows you to reflect, to understand, and to make better decisions. Wisdom often comes from saying less and listening more. To see what is right and not do it is the want of courage. Confucius. How often do we know what the right choice is, but hesitate because of fear? In youth, many men are too concerned with what others think, or they let fear of failure hold them back. It's only later in life that we understand true courage is not the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. Confucius teaches us that recognizing the right path and taking it is what makes a man truly brave. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. Confucius. In today's fast-paced world, we are often overloaded with information, but simply gathering knowledge is not enough. Confucius warns that learning without reflection leads to confusion, and reflection without learning leads to danger. It's a balance between the two that brings wisdom. Many men only realize this balance later in life, after years of accumulating facts without applying them or overthinking without acting. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. Laozi. This profound lesson speaks to the struggle many men face in their youth, the need to compete, to compare themselves to others. But true respect and contentment come from being authentic. Laozi teaches that when you stop chasing others' approval and are at peace with who you are, that's when you truly find respect. It's a hard truth that many men only understand after exhausting years spent trying to measure up to others' expectations. The greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Confucius. Failure is inevitable, but it's how you respond to it that defines you. In their younger years, many men fear failure and see it as a sign of weakness, but Confucius reminds us that real strength is found in resilience, getting back up after every fall. It's only later in life, after many setbacks, that this truth becomes clear. Every failure is an opportunity to rise stronger. He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough. Laozi. Laozi's wisdom here speaks to the endless pursuit of more success, more wealth, more possessions. In their younger years, many men strive for material gains, thinking it will bring fulfillment. But Laozi teaches that contentment lies in recognizing when you already have enough. This lesson, often learned too late, brings inner peace once understood. He who speaks without modesty will find it difficult to make his words good. Confucius. In youth, we often speak more than we act, eager to impress with words rather than deeds. But Confucius warns that arrogance in speech can undermine your credibility. Words should be backed by actions, and only with humility will they be effective. This lesson, learned through time, teaches us to speak less but with purpose. Be like water. Laozi's simple but profound metaphor teaches us that the greatest strength is in flexibility. Water can adapt to any environment, flowing around obstacles, finding its way through the hardest rocks. Young men often want to assert control, force situations to their will. But Laozi reminds us that adaptability is the key to success. It's only after experiencing life's many twists and turns that we learn the power of being flexible. The superior man thinks always of virtue, the common man thinks of comfort. Confucius. Virtue, the pursuit of moral excellence, should be the focus of a superior man. In youth, many men focus on physical comfort, on gaining wealth, status, and security. But Confucius advises that it's virtue, not comfort, that leads to a fulfilling life. It's a truth that becomes clear with experience, as material comforts never bring the deep satisfaction that a virtuous life offers. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. Sun Tzu. Life is full of chaos and uncertainty, but Sun Tzu teaches that even in the most chaotic moments, opportunities abound for those who know how to see them. This lesson often comes after years of battling through life's challenges, where men finally learn that times of disorder can lead to their greatest breakthroughs, if they're wise enough to recognize the potential in chaos. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Laozi. This famous quote from Laozi reminds us that every great achievement starts with a small, seemingly insignificant action. In youth, we often dream big but hesitate, fearing failure or imperfection. Laozi's wisdom teaches us that no journey, no matter how daunting, can be completed without taking that first step. It's a lesson many men learn too late, only realizing that procrastination is the greatest thief of time. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Laozi. In the pursuit of success, many men focus on controlling their surroundings, power, influence, or authority over others. But Laozi reveals that true power lies not in mastery over the external world, but in mastery over oneself. Controlling your emotions, desires, and impulses is the ultimate achievement. Sadly, many men only learn this lesson later in life, after years of chasing external validation. What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others. Confucius. Confucius contrasts the superior man who looks inward for fulfillment with the small man who seeks validation and success through others. Many men spend their younger years chasing external rewards, approval, admiration, or material success, without realizing that true fulfillment comes from within. It's only in later years, when the external rewards feel empty, that men understand the wisdom of looking inward. The more man meditates upon good thoughts, the better will be his world and the world at large. Confucius. This teaching from Confucius highlights the power of positive thinking. While younger men often focus on external challenges or obstacles, Confucius reminds us that our thoughts shape our reality. As we grow older, many of us realize that a positive mindset leads not only to personal growth, but also to a better world. This lesson, once understood, can transform a man's approach to life. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. Sun Tzu. In life, our enemies aren't always other people. They can be our weaknesses, fears, or challenges. Sun Tzu teaches that to overcome them, you must understand them deeply, from the inside out. This lesson often eludes men until later in life, when they realize that the key to victory, whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, is a deep understanding of the problem itself. The more laws and restrictions there are, the poorer the people become. Laozi. This quote from Laozi is a powerful metaphor for personal freedom. In youth, men often impose rigid rules on themselves, societal expectations, self-imposed pressures, or rigid beliefs about success. But Laozi teaches that too many restrictions lead to poverty of the spirit. Only with age do men often realize that freedom, both in mind and life, is where true wealth is found. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. Laozi speaks to the emotional states that often trap us. Depression pulls us back into the past, while anxiety throws us into a future that hasn't yet come. Many men in their youth chase after the future, worrying about what's to come, only to find peace later in life when they finally learn to live in the present. Laozi reminds us that the key to happiness is embracing the here and now. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. Confucius. In youth, many men believe that they must constantly speak, assert themselves, or explain their worth. But Confucius reveals the profound power of silence. Silence allows for reflection, clarity, and the preservation of dignity. It's often not until later in life that men understand the strength in silence, realizing it's a companion that never fails. The wise man does not lay up treasures. The more he gives to others, the more he has for his own. Laozi. This lesson from Laozi speaks to the richness found in generosity. In their younger years, many men seek to accumulate wealth, believing that material possessions will bring happiness. But Laozi teaches that true wealth comes from giving to others. The more you give, the richer you become, rich in spirit, relationships, and fulfillment. This wisdom often comes only after a lifetime of accumulating and realizing that material wealth pales in comparison to the wealth of the soul. He who knows when to stop does not find himself in trouble. Laozi ambition can be a double-edged sword. In youth, many men push forward relentlessly, never knowing when to pause or reconsider their path. But Laozi reminds us that wisdom lies in knowing when enough is enough. Those who understand this find peace and avoid unnecessary suffering. Sadly, it's a lesson many men learn only after experiencing burnout or disappointment from pushing too hard. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. Sun Tzu. Success in any endeavor requires sacrifice. Sun Tzu's wisdom reminds us that victory is never without cost, whether it's time, effort, or hardship. In youth, many men dream of success without fully understanding the sacrifices that must be made along the way. As they grow older, they learn that every triumph comes with a price. These ancient teachings carry the weight of centuries, yet their truths remain as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. As you walk your path, let these lessons from Confucius, Laozi, and Sun Tzu be your guide. Remember, the wisdom is always there. Don't wait until it's too late to embrace it. Start now and live with the wisdom of the ages.